So we are a little bit strange on timing. Everyone finished the episode?
Not yet.
No, oh no. Well,
Okay, now I am.
okay, we just witnessed Student Council. That was a pretty fun episode. What'd you guys think?
I loved it. It was amazing.
I thought it was good.
It was such an interesting episode. Holy wow.
So yeah, this was the episode about Starlight trying to juggle her friendship with Trixie and her job as a
Alright,
student
I'm
counselor.
back.
Oh, welcome back. So I don't know. I did feel like it was kind of weird where it kind of switched gears halfway through, and like it was two separate episodes almost of a Trixie and Starlight episode combined with I don't know
Student.
what do you call the latter half? There were like how many characters? Okay, we got
The secondary 6.
how many characters were in the second half of this episode? There was too many to count.
6.
No. I think it was more than 6. Hold on, I gotta count now.
Maybe like 8 or
Starlight,
Something like that,
Trixie,
so-
Maud Briars, Terramar,
7.
Silverstream.
Anyway,
and
I felt the latter half was a little bit cluttered and kind of dragged a little bit, but I mean the episode as a whole was interesting. There were a lot of funny moments, so I don't know. You guys have any highlights?
I have a couple highlights. I liked
More than a couple.
Yeah, more than a couple. I mean, I liked how we always had Starlight and Trixie always fighting, but yeah, that's like a funny moment. It's sarcastic and just it's interesting to watch.
Yeah, they're hilarious together because I don't know, it just works. And I say this all the time, and I'm not sure how to explain it better, but I love seeing ponies arguing, like going all the way back to Sweetie Belle and Rarity. Whenever ponies argue, it's always entertaining. I don't know why.
It's because when cute things argue, it's always funny.
So is it just me?
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Go
So is
ahead.
it just me, or did Silverstream started sounding like Twilight a couple times?
Oh, I didn't notice.
You didn't notice that? Like right at the end,
No.
it just literally sounded like Twilight was just talking in front of the camera.
You know what Trixie sounded like?
But
Chrysalis.
Aw.
Oh no.
Once you make the connection, you can't unhear it. Like I didn't used to hear it, but now I do.
I don't, and I hope I don't.
Now
Now
you
we
will.
can't hear it too.
No,
No.
I still don't hear it. I will
Okay.
never hear it.
Just put your fingers in your ears. So, what was the main driving force here that brought everyone together? Some party that Maud and Mud were having, right? Did
Yeah.
anybody catch what?
Yeah.
Like they mentioned, it was a holiday. I kind of missed the details of that holiday. I gotta
It was
get
a
up to date on my
spring
Spring
lore.
solstice.
Yeah.
Spring solstice, yeah.
Oh, this was a Josh Haber episode. Okay.
Wait, what's a spring
What was the
solstice?
overall lesson? Because I
Isn't
didn't
that spring
catch it.
equinox?
Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like the episode kind of falls apart when you view the overall narrative and plot here. It's kind of all over the place, and the conflicts they do resolve were obvious to begin with. Like, oh no,
Yeah.
Silverstream is missing. Where could she be? Let's check everywhere except for the new toy. Like,
I love that. I love that
No
part.
one, no
I
one
was
knows.
like,
No one knew
mention
what.
that.
No
I
one
was
knew
like,
what it is.
no,
was like,
Starlight knew what it was. She
Starlight-
said at the end. She explained what it was.
Starlight's like, I forgot that
Oh,
existed.
Starlight.
That's because the treehouse is so forgettable that even Starlight doesn't even remember that exists.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure. I found that kind of obnoxious personally. How it's like, yes, she's obviously there. But then also the resolution at the very end is how does Starlight juggle her schedule? The answer is to have a schedule. Okay. So those couple things bothered me, but yeah.
You know what really bothered me? It was that when the gang were like trying to run into the castle of two sisters to run from the cockatrice.
Yes, I think.
And then they were the cockatrice could have flew through the holes of the castle.
Yes. Like
They
what
could have just
Yeah.
go around the door.
is
Oh,
that?
yeah.
What kind of is that a storyboard problem or a script problem? Like, do they not know?
I think MLP is known for that kind of problem.
So we should
They-
explain
they-
in
they-
clear terms to anyone watching. They're being chased by the cockatrices. Actually, I got the perfect screenshot right here. They could just fly over. They're flying in the
Yeah.
screenshot.
either they are idiots or just bad writing.
I think I think it's just a matter of like, oh, hide in the castle, but maybe whoever was responsible for writing that didn't realize the castle is like half
The
destroyed.
castle's
I don't know.
broken. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 3 major problems. But we should talk about some of the positives. There were a lot of hilarious moments, especially with Maud.
Yes, that was probably my favorite part of the episode.
Do
He's
the
a
positives
comedian for a
outweigh the
reason.
negatives?
I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I don't know. I guess I could say I had fun watching this, and that's kind of all that matters, right? You know.
Still so fun that we forgot to write down notes.
seriously.
Yeah, it's hard to write
Oh,
notes when you're
Turtle's
enjoying an
here.
episode. I got another question. Okay, this is my fourth problem now. Here we go. We've got a long list. Ding, ding, ding. How does Starlight teleport everywhere without killing herself by accident?
What do you mean?
She's
Okay,
too
Yeah,
OP.
what do you mean?
At one point, she teleports out of Starlight's room, and then she teleports right back in a slightly different spot, because if she teleported back where she came from, she would have been inside Terramar. So how did she know to teleport next to him? Can she see where she teleports?
I think it's something like that because wasn't Twilight like at an earlier season had to say you had to imagine where you were going to be, something
Yeah,
like that.
but does she actually see? Like, these are questions I
think
wish
you
the
realize
episode would
a lot
answer.
about luck.
And Turtle, what are you doing here?
Don't
You're not
question
allowed to
the
be in here.
logic.
You broke the
Oh,
limit,
okay.
Turtle.
I broke the
Now we got to move all the OCs around. All right, anyway.
Oh, no.
Welcome, Turtle.
Yay.
Roseluck was pretty adorable in this episode for that small
Roseluck.
Oh,
moment.
yeah, Roseluck had a brief scene. See, lots of little moments.
Oh yeah, I love okay, I'm sure it was already discussed, but did anyone else love like anything Maud said?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
pretty
is
I
the
much.
best
got genuine
line.
laughs out of it.
I think
Like,
Maud was
we
the best part of the whole episode.
Like we could still have a party, a search party.
And of course, the obvious joke of Mudbriar turning into stone. That is genius.
Yeah.
And like I
And now
love the
Maud
characters
loves
that,
him even more now.
like this
I
felt
like
like
it.
2-level quality. This
I
was
like
really
the little line that Sunburst made. Like, how can you tell the difference when it's stone? and wood?
Yeah, there were a lot of jokes at his expense. That's the way it should be. 'Cause does anyone like Mudbriar?
No.
Yeah.
Wait, are you supposed to?
I don't mind the guy.
I don't like it. It's annoying.
Mm.
He's the only thing to make Maud smile.
You
He's only good
complete
when
me.
to make Maud good.
So yeah, I'm
and
torn
then-
once again. I feel like the episode as a whole was really weak and had a lot of, I guess you could call them plot holes, but at the same time, it was enjoyable to watch. So where does that put it?
I don't know.
That doesn't usually happen for me. Usually one plot hole rears its ugly face, and the episode's ruined for me. I can't watch it.
Can we talk about that scene where Trixie was leading them through the forest? It almost felt exactly like that scene when Applejack and Rainbow Dash were going through the forest, and they just kept going in circles. It felt like a repeated
Yeah, it was like
scene.
it was even the same rock.
Was it the same like,
Really?
background and stuff?
It
I
looked
need to-
like it looked like the same rock.
could have
except it
been.
was in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that was another moment. I wouldn't count it as one of my big points as a negative, but the trope of them getting lost, that felt like filler. They just had to fill time to I don't know, just fill time there. I don't think they had a lot of funny jokes. It was kind of like a montage of sorts. Actually, they did too. Looking for Silverstream was like a montage, and then getting lost in the woods was like a montage. And both of them, I don't know, could have been better, I guess.
Yeah, definitely could use some more improvement.
All right.
Also-
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I can also see some people cosplaying this photo right here. It's still processing.
Oh yeah.
Rose luck.
That's
it's-
adorable.
That's so adorable.
See
can
what I
see
mean?
it.
Roseluck was
Oh my
just so
God,
adorable in this
it was.
episode.
I want to see cosplays of that.
Of what? Just glue all over her?
Oh.
Someone like
Cosplay.
carrying the stick.
Oh, the stick.
no.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I wonder
carrying
if we'll see the
with
stick.
Also, what is a flowered stick?
I don't
What's
think we
a
ever
flowered
learn.
stick?
So yeah, to
Yeah,
explain,
I know.
Mudbriar
That's never
requests
explained.
he requests a
Like-
flowered stick at the party.
There was just so much. There was so much chemistry of like her. She kept requesting it. Someone would say, "What is it?" She goes, "I don't know."
Yeah, I don't think anyone knows. I think they say at one point, don't they?
Yeah, no,
And
Trixie
we
said,
still don't know
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Trixie says, "I need this." Starlight's like, "Well, what?" I don't think she knows what that is. And Trixie shot back with like, "Oh, no one knows."
Yeah,
Oh
so
my God.
that was another funny moment. Like they just made up a flower made of sticks or something. I don't know. I'm
Maybe
so
it was a
torn.
farm with sticks? I don't
Stuck to
know.
a stick.
Like, hold on, what plot holes did you find? I think I missed hearing you complain.
Oh, we can't go over them again. We'll be here all day.
Just list them off like that.
Now, like the cockatrices can fly over the broken castle. Like they were behind a wall that was like 5 feet high or something. What else was there?
They're snake chickens. They can flutter.
Yeah,
The
whatever.
thing with Starlight teleporting, you
Yeah,
said?
that was kind of one I would count too. It bothered me personally. I don't know if it. It felt
Yeah,
like a Deus Ex Machina. She can just teleport anywhere. So what's the point?
when she still has no time.
Yeah. She still has. She can tell. She has this amazing ability and probably other magical abilities, and yet
I
she
just
can't
gotta
have a
say,
schedule.
Starlight, I feel that is my luck.
Anyway, I guess we're gonna. Unless there's any final remarks, we're gonna jump into individual thoughts and ratings. Any last remarks? No. Okay. Going once, going twice.
Nope.
Sold. Yeah, Brandon, you want to start us off? We'll do like a minute and a half reviews, I think.
Oh, because there's so many of us in here today.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, basically, the highlight of this episode was obviously for me was Trixie and Starlight. They were amazing. All the little jokes. The plot, the plot lines were there, plot holes and stuff, but I think, me personally, all the little jokes and all the positive stuff really kind of um kind of made the episode for me. I would probably give it 7 out of 10.
All right. 7 from Brandon. The Space Pony, you're next.
Okay, for Starlight, Trixie, Mudbriar, I love all of them. Okay, I love the expressions in this episode as well. Another wonderful episode full of wonderful expressions. I guess even though there were plenty of plot holes here and there, like the cockatrice and the castle and Starlight's teleportation rules, the whole episode was still very fun. I kind of find the first half, I think, annoying because it's Starlight and a Silver Stream, but the second half was just full of interesting stuff and it was so exciting. What's a flooring stick? I'll give this an 8 out of 10.
All right. An 8 out of 10 from the Space Pony. Drummer Shy, you're next.
I agree with Brandon. This episode made it for me. Starlight and Trixie, best combo, best argument ever, best ponies. I liked how they covered, with like student counseling and like trying to figure out problems and all that sort of stuff. I think the real problem was Starlight having like trouble with like scheduling, other stuff with like her best friend Trixie, and then they get into the mess with like, I think it started with the party, and then it just kind of was like, oh, the cockatrices. I think that was a pretty good throwback, but now the cockatrices are like, not evil. So I really, really like this episode. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
All right, another 8. Who's next? Jessica, what'd you think?
I gotta leave.
Okay, someone left just as I was about to review. Honestly, I thought this episode was really good. I enjoyed it for all it was, and I'm a big fan of Starlight and Trixie as a ship. I'm a big fan of that. So this episode was great. It was great to see those two again. It was great to see Maud and Mudbriar. It was great to see Drummer, and it was great to see was Sunburst. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Sunburst, but I thought he was okay. This episode was enjoyable as it is. I mean, it's not the best episode, but it is still enjoyable for what it is. And on the one hand, I kind of understand what Starlight's going through. She's busy a lot, but on the other hand, I understand how Trixie's feeling, having to plan all this stuff and not having her best friend not be with her. Just felt wrong. But yeah, this episode was enjoyable for what it is, and I'll give it probably 7 out of 10. Yeah.
All right, another 7. Pretty consistent here. I'm next, but I'll wrap things up. So let's jump down to Technobite. What'd you think?
Oh shoot, I wasn't ready. To go off of what Jessica said, I think the overall theme is balancing your job and your friends. And when your friends try and drag you out of your work, that can sometimes get complicated. And then for the second half, I didn't really see much going on except for reused stuff. But I think Maud and Mudbriar made this episode for me, so I give it a solid 7.
All right, another 7. Turtle Pain, you came late, but I assume you saw the episode.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, what'd you think?
So my first initial thought was like they laid out the premise like immediately, like before even the theme song hit us. And I was like, oh great, we have another Trixie Starlight, which aren't bad. They're really good. I really love the dynamic of those two. But how many episodes have we gotten of them now? Like what, 4,
It's not
5?
enough.
It's a really good dynamic, but like, how many times have we just seen Starlight or just seen Trixie? I think we're getting more Trixie Starlight episodes than just either of those characters have had on their own combined. But I mean, that said, they do work really well, and I love these interactions so much. Like, I wouldn't mind more of these. Like, just ditch the students, ditch everyone else. But the overall premise of like Starlight being too busy to hang out and be a friend, like as someone who is finding, I've found a lot of hard time like being able to be on Discord and internet friends. This episode speaks with me. But just the comedy was on point. The story was funny. It was, especially with like Maud, and everything Maud said was hilarious, like you said before. But I'm gonna just wrap it up. I'm gonna say this was a great episode, 10 out of 10 for me.
For real? 10? Wow.
For real, 10. Yeah. No,
Dang.
awesome.
Oh wow.
All right. I suppose it's my turn then. So first and
Follow
foremost,
up at 10.
yeah, I don't know if I can follow that up. I have to make it clear, this is like my opinion, which it always is, but it's especially true here. Because I
opinion
like
is wrong.
stories that have rules. I think actually the Space Bunny mentioned the rules of teleportation, but just rules in general of how the story is structured. I like stories that kind of establish a problem and then resolve it in an interesting and fun way. And obviously we get some of that, like every episode has something of that. But here I really felt it lacked focus. We were all over the place in terms of character and motivation and even just basic common sense and reasoning. Like why didn't they think to look for Silverstream there? Why didn't Starlight just have a schedule to begin with? Like, she seems like the kind of pony to have a schedule, right? Like, these are all very basic things that rub me the wrong way, and they definitely make it harder for me to give this one a higher rating. But as I mentioned earlier, I definitely enjoyed this episode. Lots of funny moments. Again, that comes back to me being cynical. I would say that they just kind of threw a bunch of funny moments and a bunch of interesting characters at this and just hoped it would stick. Like, there were a lot of characters which didn't serve a definitive purpose. I like a setup with motivations and resolutions, and I like everything to be structured and in order. And again, it's personal preference, I admit that. And this episode definitely lacked that. I think it was kind of a little bit crazy, but also in a good way. So I as I mentioned earlier, I'm very torn. I don't know if I should rate it high for enjoying it or low for having so many problems. So I'm going to give this one a 6.5.
Ooh.
I know. Keep in mind, for me, like 5 is meh, 6 is like okay, average, not bad. So it's even higher than that. It's almost a 7.
Totally.
So let's go ahead and calculate the average. The average rating for Little Shy Livestream reviews for what is it? Student Counsel is a 7.6, but we round to the nearest whole, so that's an 8 out of 10 actually.
I'm what you call an outlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you brought that up, Turtle.
Yay, me. I really liked it, so I'm fine with that.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you everyone for stopping by. We hope to see you next time. We do reviews live as the credits roll, basically. So yeah, hope to see you for the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.